Dear students, I have come with a new module, Income Tax Authorities Part 3, and this is our module 103. So in this, two types of income tax authorities we will learn. First one is Directors of Income Tax, short form is DIT. Commissioners of Income Tax, short form is CIT. Commissioners of Income Tax Appeals, that is CIT within bracket A. These are the short forms also we are using in this module. So let us first see the position and hierarchy. See, these are the authorities under section 116 of the Income Tax Act 1961. Now they function below the principal directors, principal commissioners of income tax. Now but they are above joint, deputy and assessing officers. So you have to get an idea about the hierarchical position. Now let us see their roles of tax authorities. First one, Directors of Income Tax. They handle specialized functions, that is investigation, international tax and systems. Now Commissioners of Income Tax, they manage administration and supervisory assessments. Now Commissioners of Income Tax Appeals, the third category, first appellate authority for taxpayers. That meaning they are the first officers you have to get in contact if you have to make any revision or if you find that any mistake in your calculation, anything, the first authority to appeal before the officer. Now Directors of Income Tax or the DIT, their specialized functions, they investigate, they intelligence, tax deducted at source and international taxation. They look into these four aspects. Now search and confiscation, they are the authorities to look at the search, confiscation and survey with approval from income tax higher authorities. So if you doubt that somebody is evading tax, some tax officials, they will do investigation. ED raid, that is the quite common term we hear when somebody is suspecting that. It will continue for sometimes for days together, sometimes for hours together. So they will go search and confiscate the information, money with them, jewelry, unauthorized income, all that they can do. Now they have the right to supervise, that is overseas officers in specialized units. That is in international trade, tax deducted at source, intelligence, investigation, all these are the specialized unit they can supervise. Now information gathering, they have the right to collect and analyze data on tax evasion. Now Commissioners of Income Tax or the CIT, what are their administrative control? Supervise and control assessing officers. We are going to learn assessing officers in detail later. Revisionary powers, that is given to them under section 263 of the Income Tax Act. That is revise if incorrect and causing loss to revenue. Information is reported by the taxpayers. Now transfer of cases, this is given under section 127 of the Income Tax Act. Transfer cases between assessing officers from one level to next level. Now approval powers, approvals for reassessment, tax deduction, exemption, prosecution. Now inspection of records, call and examine records. You know that whenever they are in doubt, they have the right to call for information from taxpayers, companies, all that. So wherever they doubt, they can call for information to examine the records. Now Commissioners of Income Tax Appeals, they are the CIT within bracket A, that is the short form we use. Now first appellate authority, hears appeals against assessing officers and lower authorities. Now what are their powers? They confirm, reduce, enhance or annual assessment. See, everybody has to go through the annual assessment, so they have the power to confirm that they have filed the tax returns. They reduced, enhanced or annual assessment. Now quasi-judicial role, pass fair, reason orders after hearing. See, quasi-judicial role is not fully judiciary but quasi, semi-judicial powers they have. They have the right to call them and take information on oath, and they have the power to send to judicial custody also. Additional evidence, admit evidence under conditions. So all the evidence they can take, they can make Xerox copies, they can take their information on oath, they can get their signature that when they are taking evidence, all the powers they have. Now relief to taxpayers, grant relief for incorrect, excessive or assessment. If any information, taxpayers feel that they have given more tax or they have provided incorrect information, they have provided excessive information. Anything like that, they can approach commissioners of income tax appeals. Now we are coming to the second category of this module, additional directors of income tax or additional commissioners of income tax or additional commissioners of income tax appeals. Now income tax authorities under section 116 recognized under the Income Tax Act 1961. So additional directors, when more duties, more roles, more files to be checked, they have this position also. Now the position is intermediate level between Joint Commissioner of Income Tax and Commissioner of Income Tax and Principal Commissioner of Income Tax. Now their role is assist in administration, supervision and quasi-judicial functions. Note that duties vary by designation. So if it's appeals, they can appear for appeal. If there's Commissioner of Income Tax, they can approach them for any grievance or anything like that. So duties based on the title they hold. Now additional director of income tax, short form is ADIT, works in specialized wings for investigation, international taxation and systems audit. Now additional commissioner of income tax, ADDL CIT, assist in administrative and supervisory functions. Now additional commissioner appeals, handles, assists in appellate functions as assigned. Now what are their key functions? Key functions regarding administrative and supervisory powers. Supervise assessing officers and staff. So if they are doing something wrong, if they have to correct them, the work they are doing and all, or they can, whatever work they are doing, they have the power to supervise. Now ensure implementation of tax laws and instructions. So tax laws, whether it's whatever directed by CBDT, they are following properly. Now access link between Joint Commissioner of Income Tax and Commissioner of Income Tax. Now assessment related role. Additional Director of Income Tax, no direct assessment. They are not involved in no direct assessment, but guides and monitors specialized cases where tax evasion is reported or high income paying taxpayers. So Additional Commissioner of Income Tax supervises the assessment of assessing officers and ensures consistency and legal compliance. Now Additional Commissioner appeals, handles appellate matters, that is not direct assessments, whichever coming for appeal in his case. Reviews the correctness of assessment orders. If there is any mistake in that, he will correct that. They will give appeal request with the officer and he will look into that and he will take an appropriate decision. Now approval powers. Grant approvals for reassessment proceedings, certain deductions and exemptions, and mandatory before action by lower authorities. Before lower authorities, assessing officers, income tax officers will take action, they will take the approval. Now, investigative role, especially the additional director of income tax is involved in search, survey and investigation activities. Now, collection of intelligence relating to tax evasion. You know that once there are two things that are certain in this world. One is tax and second one is death. So if you earn income, it's your duty to pay. Don't try to avoid tax. Tax planning is allowed, but tax evasion is not allowed. If you are doing, you have to pay high penalty once it's caught by the income tax authorities. They will take serious action. Now, quasi-judicial functions. While granting approvals or handling assigned matters, they act in quasi-judicial capacity. Not fully judicial, quasi, semi-judicial capacity, but must ensure fairness and adherence to the law of the country. So they can call people on to their office, they can take information under oath, they can take Xerox copies of the documents, they can take their signature for whatever evidence they are giving. All that they can send to they can send them to judicial custody or they can recommend for higher action. Now appellate role, additional commissioner of income tax appeals. They assist or be assigned in appeal related work. See, when you are not happy with the tax or any information asked for the tax authorities, you have the right to appeal to higher authorities. So these are the officials hearing the assist in the assigned appeal related work. Now helps in the disposal of appeals and case examination as per delegation. They are like the case workers. They will take the case individually and they will settle that matter. So this is what I wanted to explain in this module. Happy learning. Thank you.